My place in Canadian history, the Brokenshires. My family's journey to the true north strong and free begins the year 1895, the first year of Canada's immigration boom. Canada was truly a land of opportunity for an 18-year-old Thomas Samuel Brokenshire, my great-grandfather, a young farmer and laborer who worked the fields, mines, and mills at Trees and Cubert in Cornwall, England. At the time of my great-grandfather's immigration, England was in social and economic turmoil. The Great Frost plagued England in 1895, which led to mass unemployment and the dwindling of production and supplies. European cities and lands were crowded with ill families, beggars, and the unemployed, further leading to land shortages and tension within England. Canada offered an escape from these adversities, especially for a family of hardy, Protestant, English-speaking settlers. The Dominion Lands Act made the decision to leave England all the more easy to make, and so Thomas first made the journey, soon followed by his parents and siblings. The events of this journey are recorded by the family in my great-aunt's diary, as they joined my great-grandfather in Canada. The sea was rough and the weather cold. The ship arrived in Quebec City on Saturday, October 22nd, about 2 p.m. The family boarded a train in Quebec City and began traveling west. They had to wait several hours in Montreal. Breakfast was ham, eggs, and tea for 20 cents. Boarding the train Sunday night, they traveled to Winnipeg, arriving Tuesday, October 25th. After a 5-hour wait, they boarded again for Brandon, arriving about midnight. Father was ill. Amy and Mary were sent to get whiskey for him in Brandon. They left at 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. When they arrived in Estevan, Thomas Samuel met them and drove them to William's homestead. Thomas Samuel filed for and farmed on many homesteads in the Estevan area, as well as worked the mines and several threshing outfits. He was married to Agnes Brownhill in 1919, and together the two had 11 children, before retiring to 910 Albert Street in Estevan, including my grandfather, William Billy Brokenshire, Thomas's eldest son, born March 2nd, 1924. My grandfather, like his father, made a living working the local threshing outfits and farming the land in the Boundary Dam, Torquay, and Estevan area, before traveling to Ontario in the winter of 1943 to work a lumber camp in Minitree. When he returned in 1944, he married my grandmother, Dorothy Dryden. Out of this union, 11 children were born, my father, John Wayne Brokenshire, included. Together, the large family had to overcome many adversities, as explained by my grandmother. Billy bought the quarter on the north side of the road. They broke some of it by one man driving a little John Deere tractor and the other riding the plow. One time I came home with a new baby and had to cope with measles, baby chickens, etc. A few days later, one of the girls had to have an operation for a ruptured appendix and spent nearly 6 weeks in hospital. During the years, we acquired more land, more cattle, milked cows, and kept chickens and did everything a young family could to make a living and improve the farm site. On August 31st, 1967, I had a farm accident, which caused me to spend nearly a year in hospitals in Regina, learning to adjust to life in a wheelchair. Despite these hardships, my family continued to thrive and grow as mine workers and farmers. Like my great-grandfather and grandfather, my father continued my family's farming legacy in the Canadian West. This legacy was furthered as my father married my mother, Connie Stubel, in 2001. Two years before this, my sister and I were born, me in 1999 and Tess in 2000. From previous marriages, my parents had already raised families, and so Tess and I were readily added to a blend of 3 other sisters, Cody, Alicia, and Sarah, and our older brother, Wade. Our family, my family, continues to grow and prosper presently. Both Alicia and Wade have 3 children. Sarah was recently married, Cody thrives at her work, and Tess and I strive to finish and continue our education. Tess will be part of the graduating class of 2018, and I will be studying costume design at the Fashion Institute in Calgary. Although I am not pursuing a career in agriculture like my ancestors, nor will I be remaining on the land which we broke and settled, I will always be proud of my roots, which run deeply in the tilled soil and pastures that my great-grandfather, grandfather, and father built their livelihoods upon in the great Canadian West. A land that grew off the backs of immigrants much like my ancestors, our stories will be forever entwined in well-beaten wagon paths, threshing outfits, and an exceptional journey that led to me taking my place in the true North strong and free.